Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports Talk, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we're feeling very high from our 49ers win. So we're going to be recapping the Ravens versus Dolphins game that's going to be taking place on New Year's Eve at 1 o'clock this Sunday at the bank. Before we get into, what we usually do in our pre-games, I just want to say, I'm kind of scared. The Dolphins have a lot of, fast and just fast and twitchy guys on their offense. They have Raheem Mostert, they have Achan, they have Tyreek Hill, they have Waddle. Now some of these guys might not end up playing in the game, but you can't deny that they have speed on there, and speed kills, and that's definitely what got us the last time we played them. And so I really hope that Harbaugh, this whole week is reinforcing how important it is to win this game and how important it is if we do get out to a lead, not to let our foot off the gas pedal. We need to we really cannot let them disrespect us in our home again, like how we mentioned in our previous video. And Tyreek Hill is going to do his taunting and all that. I mean, he's the best wide receiver in the game, so that's what comes with his game. But we just gotta make sure we don't make those same mistakes. So, how are you feeling about this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the last two matches versus the Dolphins haven't really gone our way. The game matchup in 2021 when they were like 2-7 or something like that, and they just embarrassed us on Thursday Night Football. And
Yep.
then obviously last year up 35-14, you lose the game 38-35 or something like that. Or 41-30. I don't remember what it was, but it was ridiculous, and embarrassing. So uh yeah, it's just definitely am nervous. Me and you will be there. So, I mean, we'll get to express our nervousness, I guess, on the by screaming, but you know, uh yeah, definitely got a little bit of how do we say just a nervous kick behind it, but I'm excited at the same time. This is a playoff level this is probably gonna be playoff level atmosphere, I can't confirm, what the crowd's gonna look like, obviously, but when we get there, I expect it to be packed. And I'm gonna be disappointed if it's not, 12-3 coming off a win versus the 49ers. If that stadium's not packed, then our fans suck. But I anticipated to be packed, bro, and I anticipated to be loud because if everybody had the same mentality we did, we do, then we'd be there, trash talking on the field, but you know, I mean, we probably get ran over. Let me not add you into that. But let me add just me. But but no, in all seriousness though, like yeah, definitely nervous for this game, but also very excited. Also very excited. It's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah.
Take your water break. In the
But
middle of the video. I was like,
water Dolphins, kind of ironic. But I think we're ready to read the stats. See exactly what we're up against.
you're not ready for these stats. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here are the stats here. So obviously we understand, like TJ had mentioned, they obviously have the likes of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, I forgot what's his name, Devin A Chain,
Yeah, A-Chan.
um, A Chain. I said A Chain, A Chain. That's what I'm calling that. Anyways, and then who's our tight end? I know they had Gasicki last year, but who's our tight end this year?
Nobody, I guess.
Yeah, he'll cook us now that we said that. But you know, and Tua, probably one of the more underrated quarterbacks. I think he leads the league in passing yards, so that's something to look out for. But you know, I guess we'll just get into the stats here. Miami's overall statistics on Miami's offense, they average 30.9 points per game, which is first in the NFL. 411.5 yards per game, which is first in the NFL as well. Points per play, 0.493, which is second in the NFL. Yards per play, 6.6, which is second in the league. Third down conversion rate is at 42.37, which is ninth in the league. And fourth down conversion percentage is 42.86%, which is 28th in the league. Red zone scoring percentage, touchdowns, they're at 64.81, which is third in the league, and touchdowns per game, almost at 3.8, which is first in the league. There we go. I'm trying to get that out of the way. The rushing stats, the defensive stats, opponents' points per game at 20.9, which is 13th in the league. Opponent yards per game, which is 29 points, 296.5, which is fourth in the league. Opponent's yards per play, points per play is 0.339, which is 15th in the league. Opponent yards per play is 4.8, which is fifth in the league. Opponent third down conversion is 36.6, which is seventh in the league. Opponent fourth down conversion percentage is 46.5, which is 15th in the league. Which is 12th in the league. Opponent red zone scoring percentage touchdowns is 63.64%, which is 626. So that's something to think about. Opponent touchdowns per game is at 2.5, which is at 18th in the league. So their defense needs to be pretty good. But if we can get down to the red zone, I feel like that's where it's at. That's where we need to dominate them. So the touchdowns that we didn't get versus the 49ers, we need to get versus the Dolphins. So
Yeah.
and obviously their offense is incredible. We'll get into individual passing rush stats in a second, but I mean, second, ninth, 28th. So that's not that good, but and three and then one. Obviously they may not get to a lot of fourth down conversions, but I think the important thing is just going to be getting the turnovers in this game. Tua is a very accurate quarterback, but he can throw some ducks sometime. So it needs to be that turnover type game where if he's throwing those ducks, pick those off, So hit him, I mean, we seem to be hurting quarterbacks lately, according to Adam Schefter. So maybe he's in the next line. So, um, I mean, do you have anything to say about like these overall statistics so far? Like, is there something that jumps out to you that you want to bring up?
I mean, everything, everything jumps out to me. But
Great
definitely
analysis.
that fourth, definitely that fourth down conversion percentage. That just shows that we need to get them on a lot of three and outs. We need to make sure that we don't let them extend drives, extend plays, and get them fourth down so they won't even try or fourth and longs. So I would say
Yep.
that's the biggest thing that stands out to me on what we need to do.
Yeah, and they probably could convert fourth and longs, maybe, depending on, you know, how well we're gonna be covering Tyreek Hill. So I mean our cornerbacks and safeties gotta lock in this game. They really do. Anyway, you want to read off the rushing statistics here?
Yeah. So rush play percentage 43.77. Obviously they have some talented running backs in Chan and Mostert. Mostert's given us some problems in the past. They have for yards per rush, they have 5 yards per rush, which is really good. It's first in the league. They have about 27.4 rushes per game, so it's about above average. They like I said, they have talented running backs, so it's not surprising to me. They have 136.4 rush yards per game, which is fifth in the league. That's great. They have 1.7 rush TDs per game. So, honestly, these numbers right here, like I said, they don't surprise me. They have a really talented running back core, and that's another dimension of their offense that just makes them more hard to beat. Um, their defense, opponent rush yard play percentage, 39.46, which is seventh in the league. I feel like this is one of the games to sort of get Gus, to sort of get Justice Hill a little bit in groove again, and obviously Lamar's going to do his thing, if the pocket breaks down and he needs to. Opponent yards per rush, 3.7, that's sixth in the league. Opponent rushes per game, 24.3, that's also sixth in the league. Opponent rush yards per game, 90.8, it's fifth in the league. Opponent rush TDs per game, 0.9 is 15th. So, like I said, this seems like it'll be a good game, just sort of get our guys back in a little bit of a groove.
Yeah, most definitely. Hmm, it seems like what was I gonna say? I wonder if their run defense is good because like there's two ways you can look at a good run defense. The two ways you can look at a good run defense is think about the Ravens in 2019. I don't know if they ranked rush defense wise, but what I do know for a fact is that the Ravens scored so fast and so quick that teams didn't have time to run the ball.
Yep.
Now, I wonder if that's the case here or they genuinely have a good run defense. Because I mean, opponents and rush yards per TDs per game is almost at one. So I'm very curious to see if their run defense is the real deal or it's just their 2019 Ravens like with, how do you say, like dominating so quick and so fast. And they've played a lot of bad teams as well, but if their run defense is just maybe a little bit overrated. I guess we'll see on Sunday. Anyways, to read off some of the pass statistics here, pass play percentage is at 56.23, which is 22nd in the NFL. Completion percentage is at 70.66%, which is first in the league. Yards per pass is at 8.2, which is second in the league. Passes per game is at 33.4, which is 21st in the league. Pass yards per game is at 275.1, which is first in the league. Obviously, it probably will with Tua leading the league in pass yards. Interceptions thrown percentage is at 2.20%, which is at 15th in the league, and QB sack percentage is at 5.11, which is fifth in the league. I think what stands out here, before I let you read out the defense stats, is the QB sack percentage is at 5%. I mean, 5%. 5%, yeah, and fifth in the league. I think maybe because they got a lot of the short routes open a lot. So I think if we cut off the short routes, and try to let them throw the ball deep, maybe to put the ball up in the air, maybe get a one-on-one, because the receivers are fast and can get open quick. But if we cut that off, are they really going to beat us? Not over top, but are they going to win the jump balls? So
So,
that's something to think about. That's something to think about. And obviously, they don't throw it. I mean, they throw it a decent amount, but definitely not first in the league. Definitely not first in the league. So, anyways, and you think with the weapons they have, they probably throw a little bit more, but they have a little bit of a balanced offense. Obviously, they probably throw it more than they do throw it more than they run it, but still. Anyways, you can go ahead and read the defensive stats.
all right, so plus opponent pass play percent, that's a 60.54. That's 26 in the league. Opponent completion percentage is 65.16, 16th in the league. Opponent yards per pass, 6.1. So that's something we're gonna have to take advantage of. It's ninth in the league. Opponent passes per game, 33.9, that's 17th in the league, which is interesting because as of recently, we've like to pass the ball a little bit more. So that's going to be interesting to see how the game, kind of works out with
Yep.
that side of mine. Opponent pass yards per game, 205.7. Opponent interception thrown, 2.56%, which is 15th. And sack percentage, 9.29, which is first. I just want to point out, they have some ball hawking corners like Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, so I'm not surprised, about a lot of these stats. Those guys are going to go out there and do their thing. And Jalen is still a threat. He hasn't, decreased or, downgraded or anything. So,
Yep. I agree. I agree. But obviously with the opponent pass play percentage being as high as it is, and ranking down low in the bottom of the league, and like you said, I mean that's definitely interesting. With Lamar seemed to be throwing the ball a little bit more recently. I believe he had like 40 attempts in the Rams game. It seems like after the break, he's been throwing it a lot more.
yeah.
Kind of want to have the stats to back me up there. But I know in the 49ers game, he threw it like 30 something times. Let me see here. Sorry, this is just gonna take a second.
And I also wanted to point out, it's funny because we talk about the Dolphins having, not have, beaten a winning team. To come into this season, the 2023 season, they had the second, their schedule was ranked second in terms of strength of schedule rankings. A
Yep.
lot of the opponents last year had a 5.4 win, percentage. So that's
Mhm.
definitely interesting to hear.
Yep. And to back up what I said, ever since the bye week, he's had 32 attempts, 43, 24, but then 35. So, and he had a stretch between October 22nd up until November 16th where he threw under 30 passes. And, he was throwing it a lot early. He only had 22 pass attempts in the first week, but had 33 and 31 in week 2 and 3. The Steelers game, he threw it 38 times. That's the second most passes he's thrown this year. Um, but yeah, I mean, just he's been definitely throwing it a lot more. And I think with this completion percentage, the short routes might be open.
Yeah.
Short routes might be open. Oh, I'm sorry. They're 16th in. I'm sitting here saying they're 22nd. They're 16th in the league in completion in percentage. I'm sitting here. I'm ridiculous, but that's still not great. That's mid. That's literally mid. 16th. So, um, that's something to look out for. That's something to look out for. I guess we're going to individual stats here. Um, I guess I just want to ask anything on this list that surprises you or stands out, or anything you want to just elaborate on, maybe like anything.
like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, the offense, offensive statistics, they don't surprise me, but they stand out to me. I mean, it just shows how, potent their offense is. And again, it reinforces that, if we get a lead on this game, their offense is what wins them games, and we can't let them come back from that. So, that was the only thing, for me.
Great. I agree. I agree. Anyways, to move on to individual player stats, um, Tua Tagovailoa, has 50. He's played 15 games, 349 completions on 495 attempts, a 70.5 completion percentage, 4,214 yards, 8.5 yards per attempt, 280.9 yards per game. His longest is 78 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 picks. He's been sacked 26 times and has a 105.4 passer rating. Rushing stats, Raheem Mostert is their leading back. He has played 15 games, 209 carries, 1,012 yards. He averages 4.8 yards per carry. His longest is 49 yards. He has 18 touchdowns. He averages 67.5 yards per game. Um, uh, Devon, how do you say it again?
Achan.
Achan. I almost said Achan again. Achan has played 9 games. I believe he's dealt with injuries this year, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right with that?
Yes, he said.
Right. So 9 games played. This is crazy. 70 attempts, but 637 yards. That's insane. He averages 8.1 yards per carry. His longest is 76 yards. He has 7 touchdowns and averages 70.8 yards per game. That's insane. That's really insane right there. And that's really all they have for rushing. Receiving, obviously, we know there are two leading receivers. Tyreek Hill has played 14 games, 106 receptions on 146 targets, 1,641 yards, 15.5 yards per catch, 12 touchdowns. His longest is 78 yards. He averages 117.2 yards per game. Wow. And Jalen Waddle, who's maybe going to be questionable in this game, he's also played 14 games, 72 receptions on 104 targets, 1,014 yards. He averages 14.1 yards per catch. He has 4 touchdowns. His longest is 60 yards. He averages 72.4 yards per game. Their tight end, Durham Smythe, I believe. 14 games played, 29 receptions, 37 targets, 282 yards, 9.7 yards per catch. His longest is 22 yards. And averages 20.1 yards per game. You could see who he throws it to the
Drop off.
most.
The drop
The
off.
drop off is insane. And then I guess Cedric Wilson here, 13 games, 19 receptions and 31 targets, 245 yards, 12.9 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns, as long as 31 yards. So the drop off is insane because when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, why wouldn't it be? So, you know,
Yeah.
you see they have Chase Claypool down here.
That's about an 800 to 900 yard difference between
Yeah,
everybody.
that's insane. That's like really like, oh, it's almost exposed everything. But, let me do this real quick before we move on to the defensive stats. That's a 1,359 difference between Tyreek Hill and Durham Smythe. That's wow. Anyways, we can move on to the defense here.
So getting to the defense, David Long Jr., their starting linebacker, he's played in 15 games, all 15 games so far. He has 95 total tackles, 50 solo, 45 assisted. He has 1 sack, 0 picks on the year. Javon Holland, their safety, he's played in 10 games. He has 70 total tackles, 49 solo, 21 assisted. He has 1 interception, and I think he returned it. Yeah, he returned for 99 yards and got a touchdown out of it. Jerome Baker, the other linebacker, has played in 12 games, has 69 total tackles, 47 solo, 22 assisted, has 1.5 sacks. He has 2 picks on the year. Bradley Chubb played in all 15 games so far, has 68 total tackles, 42 solo, 26 assisted, has 11 sacks. He doesn't have any picks. Andrew Van Ginkel played in 15 games. It's kind of a funny name. Played in 15 games so far this season. 65 total tackles, 40 solo, 25 assisted. He has 6 sacks and 1 interception. Deshaun Elliott, former Raven, played
Bum.
14 games, 40 solo. Oh no, he's played in 13 games, yes. 62 total tackles, uh 40 solo. My apologies there. 40 solo, 22 assisted. He has 0 sacks and he has 0 picks. So he hasn't done much. Kader Kohu's played in 15 games, has 62 tackles, 51 solo, 11 assisted. He has 1 sack, no picks. You know, I'll just go into Christian Wilkins and then I'll go into Xavier Howard. But Christian Wilkins has he's played in 15 games so far this season. He has 58 total tackles, 32 solo, 26 assisted. He has 8 sacks, so he's been doing pretty good this season. No picks. Um, Xavier Howard's played in 12 games this season. You know, he's one of the best corners in the league. He has 45 total tackles, 36 solo, 9 assisted. He has only 1 interception on the season. And going to Jalen Ramsey, you know, he's a last notable guy on their defense. He's played in 8 games so far, 16 tackles, 14 solo, 2 assisted. He has 3 interceptions. So, this is a team that gets, a good amount of sacks, and like I said, they get some picks too. They have a ball hawking secondary. So, we got to be very careful with the ball. Our O line has to be very protective.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think what's his face? Jalen Ramsey has dealt with injuries. That's why he's only played in 8 games, but now it leads the team in picks.
Yep.
So, that's kind of tells you everything you need to know about Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, definitely solid defensive unit. They're spread out in sacks, I believe. Bradley Chubb, I think that was an offseason signing for them, or maybe trade. I forgot. Obviously leads away with 11 sacks, and the sacks are definitely spread out. And yeah, it seems like a very good defensive unit, very good defensive unit. They're really well built, all around, and I guess I'll just stop sharing my screen. Um, they're well built all around, like I said, and I mean they're 11-4 for a reason. They're not a bad team. They've beaten a lot of bad teams, but they're not a bad team themselves. So honestly, this is kind of like they're like the reverse Ravens here, where it's like now it's gonna be like this is their statement. This could be their statement. They made a good statement versus the Cowboys, but what is their statement going to be in the AFC? So I mean, hopefully it's not a good one. Hopefully it's a really bad day for Tua turn the ball over. Sorry. Hopefully he turns into Tua turn the ball over. But I've said that so much that
See what you
not
did there. I see what you did there.
I don't say it to Tua. I say it to his brother since I am unfortunately a Maryland fan. And he's Talia turned the ball over. But anyways, I guess we can go on to like predictions. I mean overall thoughts of what this game's gonna go like. I'll let you go first.
Honestly, we are the best team in NFL right now. We've been the best team since we beat the Titans in the UK. I feel like we go here and we dominate. Play a really physical, ball hard, just brand of football like how we're used to been playing. I feel like we went 37-10. 37.
Damn! Oh my god! I did not
Not
expect that
gonna
to
lie.
come out. Huh?
And listen, all the close games that we've said, they ended up blowing them out. So I'm gonna go on a blowout train here. 37-10.
Well,
That's
I
what I
mean,
want.
wouldn't you want to do the other opposite? You want to
Oh,
go?
no, no, no. 37-10, New Year's Eve. Let's book it.
All right. Well, the Dolphins have had a number the past few years, so I'm gonna put that into account. But I definitely do think that this game could wind up being a blowout. I think I always say that. It's like we predict a close game, but watch it be a blowout, you know? But this is an NFC team, so we don't dominate AFC teams like that. Well, maybe that's anyway. Hopefully it's a blowout, but I'm not gonna predict a blowout. I am gonna predict a two-score win though, which is kind of like a blowout, but not really. But I say the Ravens win 34, 34, 23, 34-20. How about that? How you like that?
Good.
I, and I think it's a close game for most of the game, but we pull away towards the end. I think we pull away towards the end. And so far, the weather looks nice. This is gonna be a nice sunny day. Kind of wish it was cloudy, but I'll take that. I'll take sunny over rain any day. So, good thing it's not raining. So hopefully the Ravens can lock it all up. They can lock the first seed. They can lock the division. And then we can really discuss. I think our pregame will probably be easier versus the Steelers if we do that. Because if we don't lock up, we're gonna have to hope that the Bills can beat the Dolphins and we can beat the Steelers. I really hope it doesn't come to that. I
Yeah, yeah,
really just win it now. Like you have the chance to do it. Like you have everything in your hands. Just take it. And so far, the Ravens have been pretty good at doing that this year. They've been
yep.
pretty good at doing that. They were taking care of their own business. So, I mean, that's all I got to say in this video, unless you got anything else to bring up.
That's all I have. That's all I had to say too. I really want us to dominate. I want us to get revenge from what they did to us last season. And I feel like it kind of, I would say derailed our season because I was at the beginning of the season, but it kind of, very, kind of, stopped our momentum that we had.
Yep.
So, you know, we need to get revenge. We need to get back for that. And we need to stop being disrespected in our own home. So that's all I have to say for this video. It seems like that's all you had to say. And we look forward to going to that game, getting more content out for you guys on our TikTok and IG and YouTube. I kind of slipped up there, but yeah, also make sure you subscribe to our social medias and our
Come
second
on, we're
channel.
almost done.
And our second channel, Casual Cinema, and we're Birds of Prey, TJ and Jared, and we're out.
Oh, wait. No, we should
Oh,
probably do this before. Um, obviously, there are recap of the video will be put out after New Year's Eve. So,
yeah,
we want to thank you all for a great 2023. We've had a small growth, but this year, but obviously this is our first full year doing this. So me and TJ here have had a really great time putting out content, making up new ideas, and we hope to grow even bigger in 2024 and, do bigger things in 2024 as well, for this channel and for content wise, especially on our TikTok and our Twitter, Instagram, all of it, and here too, obviously, this is the first priority. So, like I said, we want to thank everybody who's watched the video, for us this year and who subscribed, who's followed our TikTok and our Twitter and whatever. So we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to put out great content. I almost said content. We're going to continue to put great content. We want to thank everybody for a great 2023 with Birds of Prey Sports Talk.
that's all exactly what he said. We just want to thank y'all for all the support and everything you will do for us. So
All right. Happy New Year too.
happy New Year. So that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe to our social medias, our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Make sure to subscribe to our second channel, and we're Birds of Prey, and we're out.
Wow.